What's up, Reddit? It's Dame Lillard. I'm here with Gatorade, about to do my first AMA. So let's see what we got. What would you recommend for ordinary people who want to get better at basketball? My number one recommendation would be to just get reps up. I think anything that you do in life where you just get a lot of repetition and you work at it constantly, you'll naturally improve at it. For somebody that's obviously not doing it as a career, if you really care and you really want to get better, just find an hour or so, every day or every other day, find you a gym and just get a bunch of reps up. Just shoot the ball a lot. And I think you'll for sure see results. You'll notice that you get more comfortable and getting better at shooting the ball. So to me, that's the best route to go. The hardest team to deal with in pick and roll situations when I'm the defender, I would say probably Golden State, just because it's so unpredictable. And then when I'm on offense in pick and rolls, I would say the hardest team to deal with in pick and roll is probably the Miami Heat, just because they usually are very versatile. Defensively, they got a lot of height and athleticism and length. So they switch things, they're able to crowd the paint, they help each other, they swarm to the ball. So I would say Miami has been one of the more difficult teams defensively. I would say I wouldn't say I play harder, but I would say I'm usually at my sharpest or trying to be at my best when I play against the Warriors. Maybe a little because they're, originally my hometown team, but because I have so many loved ones and, friends and family in the crowd that's there to see me play. And it only makes it better that since I've been in the league, the Warriors have been the best team in the league. So not only am I in front of the best challenge I'm gonna see, but to be facing that challenge in front of my family and friends who don't get to see me as often as they used to and don't get to see me play as often, obviously I'm gonna put forward my best foot and try to make a memory of it. So I guess the answer to the question is yes. I think we play in an era right now where it's, you get criticized for not winning a ring, as if it's not the hardest thing to do in sports. And there's so many people who play a full career and just never achieve that because it's so hard to do and so many things have to be aligned. That's why people love and cherish that moment so much. And that's why we, do all the things that we do to have an opportunity at it, because it's such a hard thing to accomplish. So I don't believe in the ring or bust thing. I'm not a fan of that. And that's why I don't play my career to that narrative. I'm not making every decision like, I should do this or I should do that to get a ring. Because just knowing myself and knowing the way I feel in my heart and the way that I operate, I don't think it would be as fulfilling or as great of a feeling as I imagined it being if I felt like I got beside myself or stepped outside of myself to try to accomplish that. Sometimes you got people around the league that you're cool with that have experienced it or have not, and see you as somebody that could do something different and have an opportunity to win it. So they want that for you and they make suggestions and things like that. But I think at the end of the day, they respect my stance. Honestly, is the only thing that I can remember going through my mind, and I think back to all those big moments is I'm imagining, success happening. I'm imagining coming out on top. I'm never going into it like, what if I miss it? And I think I'm able to stay calm because, I don't feel like I'm going into those situations unprepared. It's because I trust the time that I put into it. And I go into those situations calm, just knowing that I'm prepared, knowing that I gave myself the best chance to come out on top and be successful. And if I don't, I'm not gonna walk away from it like in a panic or feeling like, I'm not the player that I say I am, or I'm not the player that I've shown myself to be, because I know that I've done everything to give myself a chance to to come out on the winning side. So, you know, I just get really on edge, but I wouldn't say I get nervous in those situations. I would say my welcome to the NBA moment was my rookie year preseason game was at Phoenix, and Goran Dragic was the starting point guard for the Phoenix Suns. And I get out there, and he running off pick and rolls, making threes, he getting to the rim, and he was just killing me. And, you know, I came in the first time out, and I was just like, that was the first time in my life that I felt just lost out there. Like, I felt like I was hitting every screen. I felt like he was making tough shots. I felt like he was turning the corner on me in transition. Like, I couldn't keep him in front of me sometimes. It was just a lot. And it was just like, man, you know, this is definitely a welcome to the NBA moment, because even on the nights where you playing against a guy that's, you know, maybe not an all-star, not on the level of like the elite players, it's still a handful, you know, and I kind of took that for granted, and, you know, mentally I wasn't as sharp as I needed to be, and that let me know that every night in the NBA you gotta come correct, regardless of who you playing against, because everybody's here for a reason, and it didn't take long for me to learn that lesson. I would tell my 18-year-old self that not to be worried about being popular. You know, don't be afraid to really stand on what you believe in your heart. And feel like you gotta, you know, fall into what everybody else is doing. Just be comfortable with who you are and how you feel about things. I feel like most of my success in my life have come once I've kind of stood on those principles, you know, those character traits. You know, once I just decided that this is, you know, I'm gonna stick to who I truly am, and I'm gonna stand on that, that's when you know, life and, you know, my career really took off. I feel like that goes hand in hand, and I wish I would have known that at an earlier age, because I always had it in me. I just didn't feel completely comfortable being that person that I truly was. You know, obviously as a younger man, and for women too, you want to be around your friends, and you being irresponsible and immature, and you messing around, but deep down sometimes you just know things that you aren't comfortable with, things you shouldn't be doing, what you should be doing, and things like that. And I would talk to my 18-year-old self and make that kid comfortable with being that person. I think one thing that I'm still learning is that it's okay to lean on gamesmanship. And when I say that, I mean, like, I've always played the game straight up. You know, I was always taught to play the game the right way. And even though I would see little, like, cracks in the game where I can manipulate certain situations and maybe take advantage of them, an example of that would be like flopping. Even though I'm not a flopper, it's like that's a, you know, opportunity, like, to maybe manipulate a referee or something like that. My favorite game winner was the one I made against the Thunder in the playoffs. One, because it won us a playoff series, a heated playoff series. Two, probably the biggest shot of my career at that point. And three, it gave me 50 points in that game. So I would say the game against OKC. My favorite flavor of Gatorade is Cool Blue. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know, because some of them is different colors of blue. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure you get the right one. It's Cool Blue. And then one is like super dark, almost purple, and then it's Cool Blue. So that's the one. That's a wrap. Thank you to everybody on RNBA for the questions. Keep them coming. Hopefully we can do this again. Stay strong, man, and I wish you all greatness in your future. Thank you.